cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building. We're building a new way. Yeah, I heard it. We're building us a new way. Yeah, I heard it on the front line. That we're building us a new way.
You are the new day, you are the new day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me you are the new day. Send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will urge me, say, you are the new day. When I lay me down at night, knowing we must pay, thoughts occur that this night might stay yesterday. Thoughts that we as humans small could slow worlds and end it all. Lie around me where they fall before the new day. One more day when time is running out for everyone. Like a breath I knew would come, I reach for a new day. Hope is my philosophy, just needs days in which to be. Love of life means hope for me, born on a new day. You are the new day. You are the new day.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of Don't turn your head back over your shoulder, and only stop to rest yourself when the silver moon is shining high above the trees. If I had stopped to listen once or twice, if I had closed my mouth and opened my eyes, if I had cooled my head and warmed my heart, I'd not be on this road tonight. Carry on, never run feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't save you from your troubled mind. Walk down that lonesome road all by yourself. Don't turn your head back over your shoulder, and only stop to rest yourself when the silver moon is shining high above the trees.
Gather round, children, come here to my side, and sit by the fire where it's warm. I'll tell you something was once told to me about the way that we weather the storm. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. If you try to stand tall, but you slip and you fall, in the earth is the sound of the stars. Truth gets revealed when you're broken and healed. Every heart is made stronger by scars. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. So go on your journeys, be bold and be brave. Be lions, my boys, and be strong. And when it is such that it all feels too much, then remember the words to the song. It's not how long the rain falls or how hard the wind blows or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the way that we weather the storm.
Well, good morning. Here I am, Reverend Taryn Strauss, and there you are. It's so healing to see all your faces outdoors, masked, doing such beautiful, joyful things together, having a moment of connection with you. Welcome to Ingathering Sunday at UUCA. We are Unitarian Universalists. We are a people sustained by a living tradition that is a bearer of life-giving wisdom that comes from our own Unitarian Universalist history and from our 6 sources of faith. As part of our annual ingathering, we also observe our water celebration. Now, on a typical non-pandemic Sunday, we all come to church with a small amount of water from a source of water that holds meaning for each of us. You would typically enter the sanctuary and you would be pouring your water into one of these various multicolored bowls which represent the diversity of this community. And later on in the service, all of the waters are then poured into one giant bowl in the center, representing our unity and our return to our faith and to one another for a new liturgical year together. So, on this Sunday, our water celebration will look a little bit different, and it will be virtual. But we want to invite you into your own ritual, water ritual this morning. So if you could please take a minute now and find a bowl of water and put it on a surface before you, in the room where you actually are, then we will have our water celebration with you later on this morning. So we'll give you a moment to get a bowl of water and bring it to a surface in front of you. On this ingathering Sunday, we also, in addition to our chalice flame, we also light a candle to honor the indigenous land we are worshiping on today. We offer gratitude for the first people, the indigenous Americans who first cultivated this land, the Muskogee, Creek, and Eastern Band Cherokee people. We humbly honor their struggle as protectors of the water of our land. so we are bound together as drops of rain that find each other and build to become a track, a rivulet, a stream, a river, a sea. So we are drawn together. So are we fortunate to find each other. So are we bound together on this shared passage towards an unknown ocean and eternity.
So glad you are all here with us this morning. I got to watch that video yesterday, and same thing happened today. My face hurts from smiling. So much smiling. So good to see you. It really is a joy. We're going to be doing more photo things, and thank you to Christine Strain for putting the video together, and to Jeep Hook for making the song long enough. It was really a lot of talents go into making this, and so we're very, very grateful. Our first hymn, now that we're back together for our liturgical year, is number 1014, Answering the Call of Love. If this is your first time worshiping with us in virtual space, we sing together, we read together, we speak together. We're going to dip hands in water later together. A lot of things we do, so do fully participate. Let's sing together, the Answering the Call of Love. The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love, hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of love, hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the call of love, hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love. So happy you've all decided to join us. It is the best place to worship anywhere ever in history, probably.
I'm thrilled to welcome you once again to our Ingathering and our water celebration at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. I'm Reverend Taryn Strauss. I'm so glad you've chosen to join us this morning. Wherever you are from, whomever you love, you are welcome here. So this Sunday, we are doing a virtual water celebration, but next Sunday, we really want to get that blessing in real life. So we want to welcome you, to invite you to a special real-life water blessing, drive-through water blessing at our new property at 2650 North Druid Hills Road at 1 o'clock p.m. So after social hour, you can hop in your car and come on over to receive a blessing and to to just be blessed, to be cleansed, to be purified. And so you might want to wear something that you don't mind getting a little wet. So that's next Sunday, whatever date that is. Oh, the 23rd, at 1 o'clock p.m. at our property at 2650 North Druid Hills. We hope to see you there to receive a real water blessing from Don and myself. And I think Laura Beth will also be there. Yeah. The religious education program for children and youth will begin on Sunday, September 13th. We already have a wonderful group of teachers and leaders lined up, but we are still looking for a few more of you, especially some adults who have experience with improvisation and games. We are moving these activities into a virtual space, mixing them with our 7 principles and creating a fun and meaningful experience for our junior youth this fall. If you are interested in this exciting opportunity, please reach out to Laura Beth Brown. And as always, we are excited to invite you to our Zoom room social hour happening immediately following this service. If you have not already, please sign up to get an invitation to the Zoom room social hour by following the link in your weekly update or the link that's being provided in the live stream chat right now. Through this live chat, we can express love and care for one another. And in the spirit of that, I'm just really excited to share with you the gift that was just dropped off to me this morning. It comes from the supremely talented Joyce Lanterman, who made this, handmade this stole for me. And I'm just really thrilled, honored, and grateful to have received this. So thank you so much, Joyce. Amazing. So please take a moment now to welcome each other on the live chat and to welcome anyone especially who may be visiting us for the first time into this morning's worship. Once again, we are really glad you've chosen to worship with us this morning. Let us now light our at-home chalices together as I light our chalice in the worship space, and we say our chalice lighting words, which are on your screen together. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
Now please rise in body or in spirit. Let's join the Sweeney Black family in our movement prayer.
First, we bow to honor the spirit of life. We lift our arms and embrace the gifts of spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world. We remember to be present. Honor, embrace, gratitude, share, be present.
Living beneath the great big dipper, we are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection, it be my crime. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in a stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, bind together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living with the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in a stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living in the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in a stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Once upon a time, there was a drop of water named Higgins. Higgins was no ordinary drop of water. Higgins was a drop with a dream. Higgins lived in a valley where it had not rained for a very long time, and all the lovely green grass was turning brown, all the beautiful flowers were wilting, and the tall trees were starting to droop. Higgins' dream was that one day the valley would be a beautiful place again. But what could he do? After all, he was just a drop of water. Well, one day, Higgins decided to tell others about his dream. The other drops listened politely, But none of them believed his dream would come true. Higgins once said, "Get your head out of the clouds. Stop dreaming." Well, Higgins decided that he had to do something to make his dream come true. And one day, while he was walking past a rusty old bucket, he had an idea. If enough drops got into this bucket together, he thought, then there would be enough water to sprinkle on a few flowers to make them beautiful again. Eagerly, Higgins told everyone his great idea, but everyone thought he was being foolish. That Higgins is nothing but a dreamer, they said. Well, Higgins decided he had to do something to convince the others that he was right. So he said to them, "I'm getting into the bucket. Join me. There might be enough water to help at least a few flowers grow beautiful again." So Higgins ran as fast as he could, hopped way up into the air, and landed kerplunk in the bottom of the bucket. And there he sat, just a drop in the bucket. For a long time, Higgins was very lonely. He was wondering if anyone was going to join him. But after a while, some of the other drops could see that the grass was dying and the flowers were wilting and the trees were drooping, and they all agreed something must be done. Suddenly, one drop shouted, "I'm going into the bucket with Higgins." And he ran through the air, jumped, and fell kerplunk in the bottom of the bucket. Then 2 other drops yelled, "Wait for us!" And they hopped through the air and landed in the bucket. And then 10 drops jumped through the air and landed in the bucket. And then 30, and then 50, and then hundreds of drops came from all around to jump into the bucket. Soon, the bucket was completely full of water, but there were still more drops that wanted to join in. So they found another bucket and hopped in. And before long, there were 2 full buckets, and then 3, and then 4, and then 10, and then hundreds, and then thousands of buckets of water. And along came a breeze, a powerful breeze that blew over all the buckets, and all the water flowed together to make a mighty stream. And everywhere the water flowed, the grass turned green again, and the flowers began to bloom, and the trees stood tall and straight once more. All this happened because Higgins had a dream. He knew that although he was just 1 drop of water in a bucket, enough drops in a bucket make a bucket full. And when there are enough buckets with the wind behind them, then justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. The story of Higgins reminds me that when we dream big, when we show enthusiasm and determination in making our dream a reality, then others will be inspired to help us. One of our junior youth, Zachary Z. Lanterman, is not unlike Higgins. He had a dream to create a virtual summer camp for younger kids based on Minecraft. Minecraft, the best-selling video game of all time, allows players a great deal of freedom to build an infinite virtual world. Z was so excited to share his idea with me that I couldn't say no, but I did ask him to create a program that taught our UU7 principles using this virtual world of Minecraft. A week later, he sent me an 8-week proposal, entitled UUMC, Unitarian Universalist Minecraft. His idea inspired our adult co-leaders, Jason Delaney and Mark Honeycutt, to join us. And what I call the dream team was rounded out by Z's mother, Joyce Lanterman, who committed to co-writing the 8 sessions. Each Friday of our summer camp, I would tune in like a fly on the virtual wall to watch the unique experiences Z created for our campers. He also led the Minecraft sessions, supported by Jason and Mark, who helped mostly with crowd control, discussions about the 7 principles, and keeping the virtual space fun and enjoyable. It was powerful to witness the adults allow the youth to own his role as leader. Now, I have been congratulated more than once for making this happen, but I want to be clear that this was my inheritance. This program is a testament to you, UUCA. You created a space where a rising 6th grader felt safe and empowered to share his dream. You fostered adults who know how to support youth in their budding leadership. And you always encourage new ideas, knowing that failure is not the end of the world, but just a deeper learning on the path to success. All of this I received when I arrived in April. UUMC ended last weekend and would become our congregation's most successful virtual offering for children to date. I'm excited to announce that I am meeting next week with the Dream Team to debrief and decide on the finishing touches for UUCA's UUMC curriculum. We will then share this program with the larger UU world, a program co-written by a 12-year-old Unitarian Universalist congregant of Atlanta. We are making a difference in our children's lives right now during this unique and challenging time. Your financial gifts will help us continue this important work and share our creations with the larger faith. Together, we make it happen. Our offering will now be given and gratefully received.
There's a fabulous song by Peter Mayer called Holy Now. When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church. We'd pay attention to the priest. He would read some holy words. He'd consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is that everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would read about the time when Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine, and I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. The wine from water is not so small. An even better magic trick is anything is here at all. And so the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best. I could barely wet my fingertips, but now I've gotta hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. This used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. See a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. And see another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament. I'm telling you it can't be done. This morning I walked outside. I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush. It was reading like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. This used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but now I walk with a reverent air. Everything is holy now.
Yay! We're like pretending to applaud in the background here. Thank you. So how do we live if everything is holy? You know, it can be difficult now to find those miracles, to see them as what they are. This Sunday has brought so many miracles. This congregation brings miracles all the time in the form of a beautiful virtual world created by brilliant, creative, innovative children. This gorgeous work of art, the stole that came before it from all of you, was also handcrafted by miraculous members of UUCA. The worship we bring to you each Sunday, the way you're reaching out to each other between the Sundays in the form of phone calls, check-ins, cards, letters. So much community is happening all around you. Everything, all of this is a miracle. Your talent, your skill, but also just your ability to get up and make it through another day is also a miracle. So for all of these miracles, we give of our lives, our time, our talent, and our treasure to keep us strong, to remind us of all the holiness in our world. Blessings on this gift. Please join me now in the words of our offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings.
Our reading this morning has become a tradition for our Ingathering Sundays. It is Langston Hughes, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart.
Let us put hands upon hearts and feel the warm connection. Let love in this moment flow. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love will heal the world. Now we hear the joys and sorrows of our beloved community. We send love and gratitude to Nicole Presley, whose work as the national organizer for UU The Vote gained widespread recognition this week when she was named a Faith Leader to Watch in 2020 by the Center for American Progress. We honor Nicole's important work to make voting more accessible for all. We share in the joy of proud parents Mary Ann and Godfrey Oakley. Their daughter Martha received the prestigious President's Award for Distinguished Teaching from Indiana University, where she is a professor of chemistry and associate vice provost. This is a great honor, and we celebrate with Mary Ann and Godfrey. At this time, I invite you to say out loud the names of people on your heart this morning. People who you're thinking of, people who need some extra love and prayer, healing energy coming their way. Please speak their names out loud and write their names into the live chat, into this holy moment now. As humans have gathered for millennia, so we gather on this day to gently surrender to something beyond ourselves, to humbly acknowledge our mistakes to ask forgiveness, to seek hope and renewal, to honor the earth that supports and sustains life, to remember that all beings are mysteriously connected and to feel that connection. So now, we still our bodies, and we quiet our minds. We take in a big breath, and we exhale. We relax into this moment that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the wise silence.
There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my soul.
Summer is passing, and school begins in all of its confusing forms, and autumn approaches. The water celebration is a way to mark this momentous time of endings and beginnings and return. It was a gift to us all, from out of the spirituality of Unitarian Universalist women who honored the water's presence as vital to all life. Eons ago, life was born out of it. Life is virtually impossible without it, and water is powerful. Give it enough time and it will carve stone, it will leave Grand Canyons in its wake. But water is also a symbol of surpassing beauty. It symbolizes the depths of spiritual life. As when we sing, there's a river flowing in my soul, or when the poet says, my soul has grown deep like the rivers. And then there's the way water symbolizes beloved community. as drops of rain that find each other and build to become a track, a rivulet, a stream, a river, a sea, so we are drawn together. So are we fortunate to find each other. So are we bound together on this shared passage toward an unknown ocean and eternity. What is it to be a drop with a dream? It is to be inside of a collective problem that we can only solve by changing individual behavior. For the hero of our story, a story which, by the way, I heard as a child, a young Unitarian Universalist child, from my director of religious education, Chris Bice. He would tell us the story of this drop named Higgins. For Higgins, it was a long, cold, lonely winter looking out on that desolate land. And suddenly, others, one at a time, and then all together, saw the world from his vantage point. They saw how they could change it, could make it bloom. And they miraculously joined him in creating the solution. Like that protest song goes, drops of water turn the mill, singly none, singly none. If we are but a few drops in a bucket, though, how do we turn the tide? Let us consider face masks. I have a beautiful one right here, created by Diane Loop. Thank you for this. By now we know face masks are highly effective in preventing the spread of COVID-19. In fact, if we all wore face masks all of the time, Goldman Sachs says that alone could avert $1 trillion in economic loss by preventing future lockdowns. More importantly, health experts say masks could save 33,000 lives just by October. A whole stadium of lives saved. As Karen Duffin, the host of NPR's Planet Money, points out, that is if, and only if, enough of us wear them. We are in the group project of our lives that we will pass or fail based on participation. But not everyone wants to participate. Some people just won't wear them. Others don't even believe they work. And so as we approach month 9 of this pandemic, it might be a good moment to just step back, not to finger point, not to judge, simply to ask with true curiosity and maybe a dose of humility, why don't some people wear masks? And is there anything we can do to convince them to have more and more drops in the bucket? And in this particular episode of Planet Money, they interviewed behavioral economists about the nudge, which is a series of small nudges that have been used in our society for many years to reduce littering, to reduce cigarette smoking, to reduce drinking and driving, to change behavior. And these nudges, they work. But the thing is, it's not facts and data that moves people to action. When people are faced with uncertainty, which I think we all are, we look around us. We grasp for things in our environment that can help us to make sense of the uncertainty and resolve it. So many things get in the way of this happening. We see what is in front of us, and we automatically apply it to a universal experience. So if someone in their community only has a few cases, then they might not understand how COVID-19 is running rampant in other communities. So if everyone in your friend group and everyone in your community wears masks, then it will feel more natural for you to wear one. We also suffer from optimism bias, always thinking that the worst outcome probably won't happen to me. We have trouble making meaning out of large numbers. And on top of it all, we are also dealing with mixed messages and confusion from our political leaders at the highest level. Economist Sion Benot tells us, as corners of America that were still untouched by the virus started getting lectures from urban America, where the virus was already raging, this kind of finger wagging sparked what's called psychological reactance, which is that when people perceive external constraints on their freedom coming from the outside, they are prone to push back against those constraints. Journalist Karen Duffin likened it to what happens when, for example, your sister asks you to wash the dishes. And even if you were just about to do them, suddenly not washing the dishes is the hill you will die on. It's like that, but for a whole country. Except in this case, the sister is anyone on the other side of your own politics. Masks have become this politicized symbol, a way to signal in-group identity. And instead of debating the health or the science, for some, it's become a debate over individual rights. A few studies show that while more than 3/4 of Americans support mask wearing, the people who resist masks the most cite personal freedom as their reason. So, if you walk up to someone not wearing a mask and yell at them, which I think a lot of people are feeling like they want to do these days when they see these folks, well, that can entrench them even more. So that can make them even more resistant to the behavior change that they need. So it certainly is one thing that these economists do not suggest we do. What is required for widespread behavior change is a tightrope walk of positive nudging mixed with light shaming from the right messenger, like myself probably, and others who are the right messengers, with a localized message. But too much shaming and you've crossed over to offending their individual freedom. The messenger must make an emotional plea, please, but not too much so as to instill fear or defiance. It's a tightrope walk. But what of those who are finishing the group project on time? What of those who are wearing masks? And I assume I'm speaking about this entire congregation who are wearing masks whenever they go out. What's clear is this. This was the summer I became more judgy than I would like to admit. Perhaps you, like me, are noticing your neighbor's behaviors. You are shaking your head in disdain at your fellow community members for their choices to send their kid to a private school this year, or to a learning pod in their own home, or to unschool. Perhaps you are outraged your friends went to a restaurant, or you are disgusted a family member's church is reopening. It is true. Some choices, personal choices, are misguided and can end in real tragedy. But as this pandemic goes on, take care of your own frayed nerves. The only person we can ever really control is ourselves. And so seek, amidst your outrage, amidst your anxiety and judgment of others, an oasis of inner grace. Each year, around this time, I choose a word of the year, like a watchword, one that I plan to return to as I plan worship or lead meetings or respond to events. All summer, I thought my word would be resilience, because isn't that what we all need most right now? But these last few weeks, as I have felt my own judgment of others, I have come to realize the thing we need to get through this with our mental health and our moral commitments intact is grace. Grace. Grace, and maybe a little humor for yourself when you get it wrong. Grace, and maybe a little curiosity about how others are doing their pandemic. When Unitarian Universalists say we honor the worth and dignity of every person, we cannot do this from a higher ground, only from equal footing, especially when the stakes are so high and we need everyone to act as though their lives depend on each other, because they do. My tightly held judgment of others is something I have truly cultivated for so many years, I don't know how to release it easily. This is where ritual comes in. People have washed their souls clean in ancient, dusky rivers. To seek a soul that has grown deep, like the rivers, is to return to the water's edge and let that water purify your spirit, so you might rise to meet another day, another season, refreshed and renewed. I have heard from many of you just this week that your mental endurance for this ongoing crisis is being tested anew. This week I heard so many of you say, I just don't know how I can keep going on. Whether it's monotony and loneliness, whether it's trauma and grief, whether it's anxiety and exhaustion, we long for a renewal of energy, of hope, and of grace. Grace. We have been told in this pandemic to wash our hands. What if every hand washing cleansed not only your skin but also your spirit, offering you another chance at grace? Just this week I have begun to pray as I wash my hands. Just a prayer for grace, a prayer to release judgment, a prayer to love more, love better. What if hand washing became a practice of not only cleansing our skin, but also reclaiming inner grace? In a typical year, our water communion service and our ingathering signals a return to one another and to our spiritual community. What if this year the water returns us to a renewal of our deepest soul promise, a renewal of our Unitarian Universalist faith, our promise to have grace for ourselves and each other, our promise to treat others with dignity in a time of confusion and indignity everywhere, our promise to follow health guidelines, yes, and reduce risk for ourselves and others, our promise to stay curious rather than judgmental. This is where our spirit leads us, back to each other, with grace unfurling for one another, loosening our judgment, relaxing our anger, and making a way for loving gratitude once again. This is how we create change in our world, one drop at a time. Now, find that bowl of water in front of you. I invite you to place it on this table before you. And you might also want to get a cloth if you wish. And I invite Laura Beth Brown to join us in helping to lead our ritual together. And so as she pours water into the common bowl, I will dip my hands into this water as a ritual of purification and invite you to do the same at home. Our water celebration is a moment to remember, to reconnect. We end the summer, we begin a new program year, inspired by the many meanings of water, helping us remember our purpose. And our purpose is to be like water, to channel power, to give life, to go deep, to flow towards beloved community. As Reverend Mark Morrison Reed says, The religious community is essential, for alone our vision is too narrow to see all that must be seen, and our strength too limited to do all that must be done. Together, our vision widens and our strength is renewed. Let this be on our minds as we honor the water. I want to use this ritual to gather us together symbolically. If your attention this summer has scattered, I invite you to recommit to your faith, to your community, to hold Sunday mornings as sacred and precious to your life, to the flow of your days and weeks through these pandemic times. As each bowl of water is poured into the central bowl, let us think of how together we are more powerful than when we act alone, and let us say, our water is sacred. Let us practice that together now. Our water is sacred. Our water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, the lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. The water is sacred.
This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members.
The water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change. The water is sacred.
May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes.
The water is sacred. In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may the water bring us clarity of purpose and commitment. The water is sacred.
The water wears away a path leading to the unknown.
The water is sacred. May the water remind us we travel hand in hand, never alone. The water is sacred. Let there be a river flowing in the soul.
May our souls grow deep like the rivers.
Our water celebration comes to an end. Blessed be. Ashe. Amen.
I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leading over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep. drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Let us rise in body or in spirits, wherever you are, for our benediction.
And so, we gather from the ebb and flow of our lives, thirsty for connection to ourselves, thirsty for connection to others, thirsty for connection to something beyond ourselves.
And there is water here to satisfy that thirst. Together, our drops of water become a stream, an ocean. Let us now go out into the world, into our day, pouring into it Unitarian Universalist hope, Unitarian Universalist faith, Unitarian Universalist love. Amen. Go in peace. Blessed be.
Gather round, children, come here to my side, and sit by the fire where it's warm. I'll tell you something was once told to me about the way that we weather the storm. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. If you try to stand tall, but you slip and you fall, in the earth is the sound of the stars. Truth gets revealed when you're broken and healed. Every heart is made stronger by scars. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. So go on your journeys, be bold and be brave, be lions, my boys, and be strong. And when it is such that it all feels too much, then remember the words to the song. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the way that we weather the storm. Gather round, children, come here to my side, and sit by the fire where it's warm. I'll tell you something was once told to me about the way that we weather the storm. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. If you try to stand tall, but you slip and you fall, in the earth is the sound of the stars. Truth gets revealed when you're broken and healed. Every heart is made stronger by scars. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. So go on your journeys, be bold and be brave, be lions, my boys, and be strong. And when it is such that it all feels too much, then remember the words to this song. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know, it's the way that we weather the storm. It's the way that we weather the storm.
can change the world with my own two hands. Make it a better place with my own two hands. Make it a kinder place with my own two hands. With my own two hands.
I can make peace on earth with my own two hands. I can clean up the earth with my own two hands. I can reach out to you with my own two hands. With my own two hands. With my own two hands. Gonna make it a brighter place with my own two hands. Gonna make it a safer place with my own two hands. Gonna help the human race with my own two hands. With my own two hands. With my own two hands.
I can hold you with my own two hands.
I can comfort you with my own two hands. But you got to use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. With our own two hands. With our own two hands. With our own two hands. Have you ever seen the sky so beautiful, colorful, wide and wonderful? Have you ever felt the sunshine so brilliantly raining down over you and me? Have you ever wanted more? Wanted more? You've got to keep your mind wide open, all the possibilities. You've got to live with your eyes open, believe in what you see. Think of all the days you've wasted, worrying, wondering, hopelessly hoping. Think of all the time ahead. Don't hesitate, contemplate. No, it's not too late.